Crazy. Before I get to your phone calls, first I want to get to John Decker from Fox News Radio because John's covering some of the latest news on the Trump transition team. John, what's new today?
3 new announcements in terms of people that will populate the Trump administration. And the names, some of them are familiar. One of them may not be to some of your listeners, but we learned that Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, a loyalist to Donald Trump, will be his choice for Attorney General. We also learned that retired Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn will serve as President Trump's national security advisor. And here's the surprising one. 3-term Kansas Congressman Mike Pompeo. He's accepted Mr. Trump's offer to be the next CIA director, and that choice was praised widely by both CIA insiders and, interestingly enough, Mark, even some Democrats.
Wow, that is good. And today I've got a copy of the Defense News here, which is claiming that our own former Missouri Senator Jim Talent might be in the running for Defense Secretary.
Well, I've heard that name as well, and he certainly is an able person. I've covered him over the years, even when he was a congressman, before he was a senator in Missouri, and he's well respected here. So that's a name, obviously, that Donald Trump needs to figure out who he wants in that slot. It's obviously very important in the sense that Donald Trump has spoken about taking on ISIS, defeating and destroying ISIS, making that a major priority, and of course the defense chief will have a major role in that. But there are other names that are being mentioned, including former Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney. He's going to be meeting with Donald Trump tomorrow, and they're going to have a conversation, and we're told that that conversation could include the possibility of Mitt Romney joining the Trump administration as Secretary of State, which would be remarkable given what both Donald Trump and Mitt Romney have said about each other over the course of the past year.
So somebody said it would prove just how magnanimous Donald Trump is. I'd said earlier, if somebody had said some of the things about me that those two said about each other, I'm not sure I could forgive and forget so easily. But, Trump, if you take him at his word, and I know a lot of people won't, has said he's going to do what's in the best interest of America. So
he said that he's going to hire and look for hiring the best people out there. And so if that means hiring somebody or looking to somebody who may not have supported him in that long, drawn-out primary process, then so be it. That's the reason why Nikki Haley is up at Trump Tower speaking to President-elect Donald Trump. She didn't endorse Donald Trump until 2 other of her endorsees lost the nomination. She first endorsed Marco Rubio, and then she endorsed Ted Cruz, and finally, when it was pretty apparent that Donald Trump would be the Republican presidential nominee, she embraced his candidacy. But it took some time, and here it is. She's in the running for a number of cabinet posts, and I would not be surprised to see her in the Trump cabinet.
Very good. John Decker, thanks you for the update today. Have a great weekend.
You too, Mark. Have a great one.
Yep, take care. John Decker from Fox News Radio kicking around some of these Trump cabinet potential nominees. And I would imagine if you're Donald Trump and over the course of this campaign, some people supported him, and then in the middle of it pulled their support. In general, a lot of the big-name Republicans were either on board late or not on board at all. So when it comes time to fill a presidential staff, you're going to have to look at some people who weren't necessarily your supporters. I guess the key would be if you're I'm trying to imagine being a fly on the wall in one of these meetings. You're looking at somebody like Mitt Romney, who said this about you not very long ago.
Here's what I know. Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University.
I would play that back for him and say, before I consider nominating you for this position, which I think you could handle very effectively, I need to know that you're on my side and that you're going to do what I tell you to do. And if you truly believe I'm a fraud and I'm a phony, then this is never going to work. So that's why I almost have a hard time believing that might happen, but we'll see. Hey,